City of Ottawa wants to give you a chance to help shape the work of its anti-racism secretariat through public consultations on systemic racism in our community. Here to tell us more on the survey and how it'll help the city move forward is City Councillor and Council Liaison Rawlson King. Councillor, good to see you. Thanks for your time.
Good morning, Leslie.
We'll ask you about how people can consult, but first I want to get your thoughts. Where are we needing this help now? Where do we have to tweak what we're doing here? Where are we failing these communities?
Well, I think that we've heard that people want a focus on health. They want to focus on employment equity at the city. They want to focus on equity and governance. They want to focus on economic development and youth. I heard that very clearly when I was consulting communities before the establishment of the anti-racism secretariat at the city. So I do know that these communities want forward action on those key priority areas.
It's quite a list. How would action play out? Give us some examples on what you'd like to implement.
Well, as an example, we clearly hear from communities that they want access to economic development opportunities. The city spends over $1 billion in contracts, as an example. A contract policy that would ensure that a certain number of contracts are considered for visible minority-owned businesses would be an excellent start. People also talk about employment equity challenges at the city. So we know that 25% of the population of the city is racialized, Black, people of color, but only 12.5% of the city's workforce reflects that reality of the city. And it really starts to not reflect the community when you take a look at the senior management ranks. So communities have asked for more equity across the board, especially in employment equity and in economic development.
Yeah, the bottom line, the takeaway here from what I understand is you want the decision makers to actually consider that basically the people who work here and the contracts that are given out through tax dollars, all covered right there, reflect the community they serve.
That's correct. I think that we heard that loud and clear, and the public engagement sessions are essential to understanding and really kind of digging down into these issues on community perspectives and creating meaningful strategies at the end of the day to address that scenario, which can be easily described as systemic racism.
Councillor, I want to ask you, the City of Toronto is taking steps towards making sure that everyone's being treated equally when it comes to the vaccine rollout. They say that's not happening right now in terms of when it comes to fighting the pandemic. So they have created something called the Black Scientist Task Force for Vaccine Equity. Do we need one here?
I think that we've been doing work with Ottawa Public Health and communities through the Ottawa Local Immigration Partnership on ensuring that we address COVID-19 issues in an equitable way. And so we've been asking questions, my office has been asking questions of Ottawa Public Health about the fair and equitable distribution of the vaccine. I think that there is good work that is actually being done in the city on that, and that we will have an excellent strategy that goes forward, especially addressing marginalized neighborhoods. I saw that firsthand in terms of wellness checks in communities. Before we went and had the stay-at-home order, I was actually knocking on doors in the Overbrook neighborhood in my ward, basically doing that with OPH and other community developers who were ensuring that people had wellness checks. If they needed access to tests, that they would get the tests. And we are going to emphasize the need for mobile testing facilities in marginalized neighborhoods, people who are experiencing low income. And we have a disproportionate number of low-income people in highly racialized communities. We want to ensure that the vaccine comes directly to them.
All right, public consultation. I got 10 seconds left. Where do people go to be able to participate?
So the city is running all of these consultations online. We want to hear community voices, both through a survey and through public consultation sessions. Those are available at engage.ottawa.ca online.
Easy enough. Councillor Rawlson King, it's always good to talk to you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.